band boogie. Chess.
Hello. Test. Hey everybody, this is Justin, aka Demonic Sweaters, and sorry for, well, I guess it wasn't a delay. I'm only like a minute late, so that's not too bad. How's everybody doing out there? Let me get my chat open here, and you'll have to bear with me just a little bit today because I added a lot of new stuff. So a lot of testing involved as I'm doing this, you know, just to make sure everything is working right. First off, I'm streaming to 3 new platforms today simultaneously with all the other ones that I was already streaming to, being YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Now I'm also streaming to Picardo.tv, as well as FC2 Live, which is a Japanese site. And that one's pretty popular. Hopefully we'll get some viewers over there. It looks like there's 2 people there right now. So, hey, everybody in Japan. And let's see, we also have on Bandcamp. So that's really cool. Bandcamp has streaming now, so I'm streaming there as well. And then Facebook, too. So, hey, Andy Stout on Facebook. How's it going? And the chats, the unfortunate thing here with the chat is there's basically only, with Restream, like how I stream to like all these services at once, I can only get a couple of the chats there to see them. So I have YouTube and Twitch on there, so I can see those 2, but all the others I have to basically scroll through all these different windows to see all the different chats happening. So I'll check those every now and then, because I know the majority of you are on YouTube and Twitch. So that's where I will be looking most of the time. So anyway, how's it? Oh, also, which computer am I touching? Another thing I want to show you guys. Check this out. Overhead cam up there. So that's pretty cool. And we have the side cam here, which is what I've been using the past few streams. Then we also have the front camera. So lots of angles. And then I also have this fancy thing that switches them automatically while I'm playing. So that'll be very cool. So let's do a drum test before we even get started here. Let's see if this is all working. should be working just fine, but let's just double check it. So yeah, that looks good. And I have a bunch of new kits here that I programmed. I'm almost up to 10 custom kits for the TD6. And once I get 10 of them, I'm going to post this to download and some instructions of how to install them if you have a TD6 or if you want to buy one and use my drum kits. I know it's an old drum module, but that's what I'm using these days, and I have 2 of these things. So I think they're pretty cool. They're very inexpensive, and JK says sounds real nice. Oh, sorry, I forgot to read the comments. Let's see, Oscar. Hey, Oscar. I know you were wanting me to start earlier, but I wasn't here yet, so sorry about that. Hopefully you're still around. And Oscar's one of my best in-person drum students who I see every weekend, and he's a great kid. I really love working with Oscar. And not that computer. Hold on, let me get the right keyboard here. We have also JK, ahoy everyone, and Atlantica Venom. I'm just gonna call you Venom. Yo yo yo, hey Venom. And JK, we will not bear with you. Yes, you will. Let's see. Andy Stout gave me a thumbs up. I already read that. Let's look on Bandcamp, see if anybody's there. And I think I have one viewer on Bandcamp, but nobody's chatting yet. And FC2. How's everybody doing out there? And finally, this is going to get real old if I go through all these every single time. So I won't do that after every song, but I'll check them every now and then just to make sure that I'm not missing any comments. So anyway, what I was saying, I got new drum kits programmed. Let me show you some of these. We can hear what they sound like. You've heard some of these already. I've been working on them for like a couple weeks. Let me switch this over to stereo. My voice is going to go to the left channel for this, but just so you can hear the drums in stereo. So, okay, so this is the first kit on the TD6 I have, which is just called 333, and this one's being used on a lot of the new stuff on the new album that I'm doing, which is called 333. That's why I called the kit that. So this one you've heard probably already a bit. So yeah, that one sounds real nice, I think. And then we have the goth kit right here. I haven't used this in music yet, but I plan to. Alright, and then we have 80 saws, which I programmed on a live stream. Then the vintage kit, which I've showed you guys already, I think. And I've used this one already in some recording, and I played a bit with it last week. And then we have Muffy. And this one I really like, actually. I like, it's just, I don't know, Muffy. I thought was a great description for it. That's the Muffy kit. And then we have Draw Me, the Can You Draw Me kit. And you'll probably recognize this one if you've heard Can You Draw Me, the album. So pretty much the same exact, even though on that album I was using a TD8, but they have a lot of the same sounds. So I was able to program. That snare is really and the kick, really the thing on the Can You Draw Me album that stand out. And Jake says, cool snare on the goth kit. Yeah, thanks. I like that one too. And this one's Ginger kit, as in Ginger Baker, and I also programmed this one on a live stream, I think. Also kind of like a vintage sounding kit. Ginger, 8. Okay, now these two are brand new. The next two that I have here. And, well, uh-oh, my mic cut out. Hello, 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 hello? Okay, it's back. Sorry, little dirty connection there on my input. But these two, like I was saying, are brand new. And actually, I'm going to show them to you kind of together because they're similar. But the first one is actually called Wide, but I'll show you the second one first because this one's called Damon. And it's kind of like a Damon Che of Don Caballero kind of kit. And even though it's a little bit limited as far as drums that I had, but I added a second snare over here because he always played that second snare over here to his right. So the reason why I wanted to do that is because I can do like Damon sounding beats kind of like this. And I just thought that was pretty cool. So that's Damon, and then the other one is just called Wide, and it's similar to Damon. It's got some similar sounds. It's also like kind of a Damon Chase sounding drum kit, but it doesn't have the second snare. So this one just has toms. And Damon always had that really, really wide open, ringing sounding snare drum. So that's why I put that on there. So yeah, so I'm going to be using those, most of those, in the songs today. And now, like I have 9 total. So and I just need to program one more and have 10, and then I'll put these somewhere for you guys to download. So that should be pretty cool, I think. Let's read some of these comments, if there are any. Just Jake saying the Goth Kit snare sounds cool. Let me check the other services here. Okay, so nothing that I missed just yet. So feel free to ask questions or comments, or post comments or ask me questions if you have them. And in case you were wondering, what we were hearing there in the beginning was actually a couple of tracks off of an old album of mine called Karate Palm Tree, which you can get at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. And all the music that you hear here, you can get on Anthill Recordings, as well as stream it on all the streaming services out there, Apple Music, Spotify, all that stuff, YouTube Music, if anybody uses YouTube Music. I don't think they do. But I think Google really messed up in getting rid of Google Play Music. I think, it was actually pretty good. I don't think people want their music app to be part of YouTube. I just don't think. I mean, I know I don't. I mean, I love YouTube, but I don't want it to be my music listening app. So I don't really know why Google decided to do that. But anyway, let me turn this back to mono so you can hear me on both sides. I don't know why they did that. Technical details on the drum kit, in case you were wondering. On the kick drum, I have my homemade trigger, which is basically just a piezo stuck to the head of the drum. And I always use that on this particular kick drum, and it's right over there. I always use that on this particular kick drum when I had a regular head on here, but I had a problem getting it to work with the mesh head before because I couldn't get it to stick. But I finally figured out a way to get it to stick on there, and the way that I did it is I took 2 pieces of Gorilla Tape, which is like a really thick duct tape type tape, and basically made a flat, thick surface. You could also do it with like a piece of a drum head, like an acoustic drum head, but I didn't have an extra one to cut, so I used the Gorilla Tape. But I didn't use the sticky side of it to stick it to the head. I stuck 2 sticky sides together, and then I used contact cement to stick that to the mesh head to create a smooth surface that I could then attach the piezo to that. So, and then what I did after that is I took some double-sided foam tape and stuck the piezo to the Gorilla Tape, and then put another piece of Gorilla Tape over top of that tape. So now it does seem to be working. And I also have a Yamaha kick drum trigger on here as a backup. And I just got that thing, and it's actually right down here. And honestly, I haven't even used it yet because I'm afraid to change anything. I have this working so well that I don't want to change it. So if that stops working, then I'll switch over to the Yamaha. As far as the drums, switch to my overhead cam so you guys can see this. The drums now are all red shots on the toms. Well, only two. Two red shots on the toms. And then on the snare drum, it's actually another homemade trigger. It looks like a red shot, but it's just a red shot clip that I have over top of a piezo that is stuck on top of a piece of well, it's almost the same method that I used on the bass drum, except here I have a piece of, what's that called? Gaffer's tape. And then I have the foam tape on top of that, and then a piece of moon gel. Well, it's like generic moon gel. And then I have the piezo on, well, actually, no, the piezo's under the moon gel, and then a piece of foam on top of the moon gel, and then the clip. And again, it's working like really well, so I don't really want to change it right now. So yeah, it's just kind of like you have to experiment with these things. And the red shots work perfectly on my toms. I don't have any problems whatsoever with the tom red shots, and I know it would work perfectly on my snare drum too. Some people have trouble with them, but I don't. The only one that I have trouble with on the red shots is the kick drum trigger, so I don't use it on the kick drum. But when I had my smaller kick drum, the 14-inch bass drum, the red shot trigger worked fine. But on an 18, it doesn't seem to do so good. Analytical Venom asks if I've seen the UFO bass drum trigger. Yeah, I think so. It's like an internal trigger, right? I don't like to use internal triggers because I like to be able to just easily, take them all off and turn it back into an acoustic kit. So that's why I used to have an internal trigger on one of my older snares, but personally I prefer to have external triggers so the drums are like completely unmodified, and I can just easily switch them back to acoustic if I want to. All right, so why don't we do some kind of song? Let me turn on my camera switcher here. We'll see how this works. So that should automatically switch. I'm just going to let it do its thing. We'll see how it goes. I don't think I need this keyboard for the time being, so I set that down. And what song should I start with? Now, I have a few that I played last week and a few different ones. Oh, there, it switched. Okay, good. So, actually, I know what I could start with. I'll start with Ice Cream Pirate, and I think that was that Jake who requested that last week? I think it was Jake who requested it. Anyway, one of you guys did, so I'm going to play that one first. And let me get in the Draw Me kit here and switch back over to stereo. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this first song, as I said, is called Can You Draw Me? Or sorry, no. That's the name of the album. It's called, this first song is called Ice Cream Pirate. That's what it's called. Yeah, so here we go, Ice Cream Pirate. right. That was Ice Cream Pirate off of Can You Draw Me? Camera's over there. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. That was a lot of fun. I think that one went really well. I think because I play this one a lot, so I have pretty good practice on that one. However, this week I actually did practice before the stream a little bit. So hopefully some of those other ones I've been struggling with will sound a little bit better this week. But I keep touching the wrong keyboard. Let me get this thing back. I need a better system here. This needs to be on something over here too, this one. Because I don't have anywhere to put it right now, so I just set it on the floor. But let me take a look at the comments here. Venom says this. Thanks, Venom. And JK Pirate. And thanks for the applause, guys. Let me check the other chats here. Facebook's got some hearts from Christiani and Andy. And then Bandcamp, nothing on there. And then FC2, nothing on there, but 2 people watching. And 1 person, that's probably me watching on Picarto. Picarto. I think that's how you say that. I don't even know. All right, so yeah, that was Ice Cream Pirate. Let me get back to my main chat. There we go. And Raider says sounded great. Thanks, Raider. And you guys are all in YouTube over there. I don't think there's anybody on Twitch right now. If you're on Twitch, say hey, so I know you're on Twitch. So the Hell Week is over. Last week being the Hell Week. I had the root canal, which they finished, and she did a really, really good job, actually. I'm very happy, even though it really sucked while it was going on, but now it feels really good. Like, my tooth actually feels kind of normal again. Like, the gigantic hole is gone. It's all filled in. And the root canal, I guess, went really well, and they were able to finish it. They still have to do the crown, which I'm going to do, like, at the end of this month. So hopefully that'll go as smoothly as the root canal went. But yeah, I'm really, really happy. My doctor's name was Dr. Wang. She did an excellent job. And yeah, I just could not be happier. I mean, it's been like, if you've been following me on this channel and these streams, it's been like over a year since I started this whole thing with my tooth. And it's just been an ongoing issue. And so I finally got it taken care of, and it's just really, really good. And then also the whole DMV fiasco, that finally finished up. And what's really funny, though, well, it's funny now in hindsight. If I hadn't, if I had known this from the beginning, it wouldn't have been nearly as big of a pain in the ass as it was. But anyway, the whole thing is I would try to get my license updated to a real ID. And because you have to have that to fly, apparently, or you will soon. And so I was trying to do that, and I lost my Social Security card, making it a huge pain in the ass to do. However, after I finally got it all fixed and got like the whole thing in process, and they're sending me my updated ID, I found my Social Security card. It was not lost at all. It was exactly where it should be. I just didn't see it somehow. Like, I don't know. Like, when I went through that folder again, it was right there. And it was one that the funny thing is like, it was one that I got in like 2012, for the same reason I thought that I had lost my Social Security card. But actually, my mom, she has the old one. So I've never lost them. Like, she was like, oh, I have your Social Security card. You told me to hold on to it so, you wouldn't lose it. So she has the really old one. And then I ordered another one in 2012 thinking that I lost that one. And now I just ordered, when I thought this one was lost, I ordered another one. Now I have that. So actually now I have 3 Social Security cards. There's 2 here and then 1 at my mom's, so, which is pretty funny. But I don't know how that works. Like, are they all valid now, or do they just, are the old ones, it's always the same number. And it's like a really simple document, too. It's like, for something so important, you'd think it would be like a more complex looking thing, but it's really not. Let me answer some of these questions. JK, Venom asks, what module are you using? It's the TD6, Roland TD6. All internal sounds, and I was talking about that earlier. I'm going to be releasing these kits for you guys to download pretty soon. If you have a TD6, you can install them on yours via MIDI. That's how it works. You can load your own drum sets through a MIDI cable, old school style. And JK says, tooth pain is no joke, man. That's right, man. It really, really hurts when you have serious tooth pain. It's horrible. And let's see. Edwin says, hi, DSweaters. Watching you again from the Middle East. Oh, very cool. Oman, May 1st. May I ask, please, do you have instructional video about Elisa's Crimson that I at least hear satisfying effects while in low volume? No, I don't. I've never even touched an Elisa's Crimson in my life. So sorry. I can't really help you on that one. I think Drum Tech has some videos on the Crimson. I think they even sell some custom kits. You know, Drum Tech, if you Drum-Tech. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I've seen some Crimson videos on Drum Tech. And Ralph is just a phenomenal drummer who does all the demo videos for Drum Tech. So I highly recommend checking out Drum Tech if you haven't. Just their YouTube channel. They're a German-based retail electronic drum store. And they just have an amazing selection of stuff. And they also create their own drums as well as custom drum kits and all that stuff. So they're really cool. Definitely check out Drum Tech. All right, let's do another song. And, you know, I actually have a lot of new stuff that I've been working on. But I'm not ready to play any of the brand new stuff just yet. I kind of want to wait until the new album comes out before I start doing that. But wow, there are 3 people watching on FC2 now. Hey FC2, over there in Japan. Thanks for watching and hanging out. Anybody commenting on Bandcamp? No, nobody commenting anywhere else except for on the main chat. What was I saying? Oh, Edwin says, thanks for the advice. I appreciate it. No problem. Hopefully you get you find something that you like. You know, I also recommend just experimenting with it, you know, and like try to make your own. Try to make your own sounds. That's usually, you know, the best way you can go, I think. So let's go ahead and do, oh, I know which song to do. Oh, I know what I was talking about. Sorry to be all scatterbrained. The new album. So I have some new songs. There are some new-ish songs that I'm going to play today that are on the new album, but I've played them on my YouTube channel before, so they're not brand new. But I do have some brand new songs, and I'm going to wait to perform those when the new album comes out. But what I'm going to do today, or next, is this song called Ghost Image, which I tried to play a few weeks ago and did a terrible job. Oh, Return Home. Okay, I could do that next week. Do I have that? I could maybe even do that today. Possibly. Let me see. If we have time, I'll throw that in today, or maybe I'll just save it for next week because, yeah, I need to keep you know, having fresh set lists to play every week. So yeah, let's do that next week. I'll put that on the list, Jake. Thanks though. I need to create some kind of request system too, but that's all in the works. Once I get like a huge, because I have a lot of material that I could play, you know, and I'm trying to do a wide variety. So I want to have a set list that you guys can choose from and request things. Anyway, back on topic. I know I jump around a lot. I'm really sorry. People yell at me for that. Ghost Image. It's off of Polybius, and I tried it a few weeks ago and was not happy with how it was sounding because of sync issues and, like, you know, just the drum set and all that stuff that I had. But I have it worked out where it sounds pretty good, and I'm going to use the new wide kit for Ghost Image. So I think it sounds pretty good. So let's go ahead and do that. This is Ghost Image off of Polybius. And here it goes. All right, that was Ghost Image off of the album Polybius 2018, I think is when that one came out. And yeah, I really like that song. It's a lot of fun to play. It's in 6/8. And hey, Tanner. Tanner is another one of my students there. Tanner, thanks for coming on the stream, man. I really appreciate it. Nice to see you here. And Tanner actually was, I made him a playlist of music, and he'd never heard a lot of the stuff that I was playing him, and he likes Don Caballero. So that's good taste for Tanner. Let's see. And JK says, hi-hat skills on fire. Thanks, man. Yeah, that beat in there. It's kind of like, it's a strange beat in a way, because I'm just doing like a here on the hi-hat, so I'm not even sure how to write that out. I should write that out, because that would be interesting to see. It was one of those things where I have a fill that I do like that in 6/8 that's like, and I just took that fill and I'm like, well, how would that sound on the hi-hat? So and that's how it sounds. On the actual recording, I played acoustic drums, and I had a little bell symbol up here, which was pretty cool, because I did this thing where I was like, I don't know how it would sound with that trash crash. Maybe cool. Let's see. Not exactly. It sounded cool with the bell when I did that. But yeah, that's 6/8. And I think this drum kit, the wide kit, works well for it, because on the actual recording, it has a really resonant, kind of ringy kind of sound. So that went well, I believe. Let's check out the chats on the other on the other services here. Facebook. How's Facebook? Nothing there. Nothing on Bandcamp. Still some viewers there on FC2, but no chats. Probably everybody speaks Japanese and they don't know what I'm saying. So, but if you do speak English and if you're watching on FC2, feel free to send me or ask a question or a comment, and I'll do my best to answer for you. And I've got several more to do here today, yeah, so let's just go ahead and get to them. Let's go to, let's see, I'll let you guys vote. Do you want to hear Moon, Captain Flange? I don't want to read through all of them. So let's just pick one of those two. Captain Flange or Moon. Captain Flange, I know I got some comments on last week that you guys dug. And then Moon is, I've only played it, I think, one other time last week. So that one's somewhat newish, even though it's an older song. It's off of my In-Depth album. And Captain Flange is off of the 2080s. So, again, all that stuff's available on anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. And Captain Flange says JK. Okay. So, yeah, let's do that one. And the drums, I believe, are working really good today, thankfully. So, which kit should I use in Captain Flange? I wonder if the goth kit would work in here. Let's try it. I haven't played the goth kit yet in a song. So, let's see how it sounds in Captain Flange. Maybe it'll be cool. We'll see. It might sound weird, but maybe it's cool too. All right, let me mute my mic. Here we go. Captain Flange with the goth kit. All right. Captain Flange rocking with the goth kit. And yeah, I think that actually worked pretty well in there. And also that's kind of, it's like an 80s sounding riff. So it kind of works. And that was definitely the best I played that on all of these live streams so far. Practice. Practice makes perfect. So I still kind of got a little sloppy on the double bass at the end there. But still, not bad at all. There's definitely some usable clips in there. Whew. Okay, so let's do some plugs. Anybody wants to take drum lessons, you can. You can take drum lessons, and through the Google Duo app, I can make it look exactly like this. So you'll see basically all these camera angles for one-on-one private drum lessons, and it works really well. All my online students now with this setup are very happy. And also I can even record videos of the lesson, like while we're doing the lesson, and send them over to you. And I just think it works really well. So if you're interested in that, you can send me a message on Instagram. That's where I get my messages. So it's just demonic_sweaters. And yeah. So sorry, I'm looking at all these other things on the screen. Anyway, lessons. Yes, demonic_sweaters on Instagram. If you're interested, send me a message there. It's only $100 a month, and you get 4 45-minute lessons weekly every month. So for $100, yeah, it's a lot of lessons. And I think it's a good deal, and people like it. So anyway, yeah, you can sign up there. Also, don't forget to check out anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. I should have brought over the CDs. I didn't bring them. They're sitting over there. But I don't feel like getting up from behind my drums. But if you check out the website, I just released Can You Draw Me on CD. So you can pick that up for $7 there. And it has a lot of these songs on it that you're hearing today, or a couple of them. Actually, I'm playing some older stuff today, but some of them are on that. And all the stuff is available to stream, though, that you're hearing. Alex Winter says, cool tune. I'm glad I'm not the only one who has a concentrating face whilst double pedaling. Yeah, totally. Well, and also I'm like trying not to. The thing is, too, when you play electronic drums, you have to kind of. What's cool about electronic drums, they teach you control, because you can't get too wild when you're hitting cymbals. Like I'm doing like, I have 2 zones here. So I have like a stacker up here and then another crash right here. So I'm trying to make sure I don't get too wild and hit one of the zones I'm not trying to hit. So that's part of it. And then also, yeah, the concentration of the double bass drum, because there at the end, I switch from, like when I do the fills and stuff on the double kick, I'm leading with my right foot. I'm going like that. But then when I switch to the beat, I lead with my left foot. So I go. And the reason being for that is because I think it's better when you're playing a pattern like that to lead with the left, because that's how I would do it on my hi-hat. Like if I were playing without, double kick, and if I were just going 1 and 2, I would definitely be going on the downbeat with my left foot. So to me, it's more natural to play on the downbeat with my left when I'm doing like a full-blown, like double bass drum type beat. But there's no real rules. You can do it either way, but I just prefer it that way. Okay, let's do Simoon is next. That was the next one that I talked about. And that one I'm going to go back to the 333 kit for Simoon. I think. Wait, did I do? Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to use the Muffy kit on this one, because I did that in practice earlier today, and I liked how it sounded. And Sebastian says, hello, Jay. Hello, Sebastian. And actually, let me check my other streams here, make sure there's no chats that I'm missing. And all right, we're looking good. Looking good. All right. So this, like I said, this one's called Simoon, and this is off of 2019's In Depth, which has a lot of chiptune style stuff on it. And that's what this one's off of. So here we go. And I'm going to use the Muffy drum set. That was Cy Moon off of In Depth. And I saw a subscriber there, but I missed the name. Sorry, so I can't give a shout out by name. I just caught it right as it was leaving the screen. But whoever subscribed, thanks a lot. So, yeah, that was Cy Moon, and I used the Muffy custom kit there on the TD6. And I like that one. It's really fat. It's got that fat snare, and it's really dry, too. I didn't put, like, any reverb on it or just, like, barely any. It's almost like a Fleetwood Mac sound. I like some of the snares on the older Roland modules almost better than the new ones. Like, there's some really cool snares. And the toms, too. Like, some of them, they don't sound as real, but they have some nice punch to them. I don't know. I've talked about that before, where, like, I really don't think that really realistic sounds are really all that necessary. As long as it triggers well, and it has, like, a nice EQ and sits well in the mix. I mean, there's tons and tons of popular music and famous music that has obviously electronic sounding drums in it. So don't be too concerned with realism, I think. I think you should be more concerned with how it actually sounds. And sounds can be good fake. They can be good fake sounds. JK says that snare whips. Oh, whips. Snare whips in a great way. Yeah, it's got that nice, but it's still fat. You know, it's got like a fat low end to it, but a nice snary, like snary. Nice. It's like a David Lynch snary type sound to it. So pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of the custom kits. I really haven't found anything to use 80s saws in yet, although that would probably work in... Did I play that in? Nah, it's too fast. That would probably... 80s saws could probably work in Captain Flange, too, even though I already played that one. So let's slow it down a little bit. Let's go into Megalithic Eyes. And on this one, I'm using my vintage set, because I think that one sounds really good in there. And let me just check the other sites real quick, see if I'm missing any comments. Somebody just sent me a WhatsApp message. Can't look at that right now. Oh, that was Ronan. It's a link. It's a YouTube link. Can't watch it right now, Ronan. All right, so what was I saying? Oh, yes, we're doing Megalithic Eyes with the vintage kit. Anybody out there have any questions or comments, feel free to ask. I am here to answer your questions and comments. Or if you just want to ask anything, you know, whatever. So let's play some music. All right, that was Megalithic Eyes off of the 2080s again. And yeah, that one's a lot of fun. Yeah! That happened to me the last time, too. I always forget that there's that one last, like, FM synth blast there at the end. I always forget about that. But, yeah, that was made all with a, what's it called? A TX81Z? I believe that's a model. It's a Yamaha FM synth. And I made the entire, like, all of the music with that synth. Is that what it is? I think that's right. TX81Z. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. But it was like a demo. It was supposed to be a demo, or it was a demo. There's a video of the song that's like kind of like a cut up of, you know, various movie clips that I did together. It doesn't have me playing drums in the video. I mean, there's the recording of me playing drums, but it's not like a live drumming video. But it's still pretty cool. But anyway, it was like, you know, a demo for that synth. So like I said, like last week, that album, the 2080s, is like, it's kind of like a combination of a lot of songs that I made, you know, basically for like YouTube, you know, synth demos and just various tutorials and things like that. So I have some albums like that that are like compilations of that kind of stuff. And that's exactly what that is. So let's read some of these comments here. Jake K says, on point, super clean. Thanks, Jake. Trippy video, I dig it, says Raider. Or Trippy vibe, I dig it. And thanks, Raider. And we had some hearts here from John Herod, Andy Stout, and 2 others on Chris Rage and Christiani on Facebook. And let's see if there's anything in the other ones. Sorry, I have to scroll through so many different services here. There's no way to get them all on one page easily. So, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I really like, you know, this whole streaming concept. Like, I have like all these different sites that I'm streaming to all at once, and it's actually kind of amazing that this all works. You know, it took a little while to figure all this crap out, but I definitely have a pretty good handle on it now, I think. And I should show you guys, you know, a tour of all this stuff pretty soon, and how I have it all hooked up. There's 4 cameras on the drums, foot camera, front camera, side camera, overhead camera, and then they're all, you know, automatically switching scenes while I'm playing, and like, I think it's pretty cool. 2 of the cameras are actually webcams. 2 of them, like that one over there is a webcam, the one on the side is a webcam. The one on my foot and the one on the overhead are like these cheap Chinese action cameras you can buy that are like 40 or 50 bucks, and they're called like Dragon Touch, but they work in webcam mode. So they're actually really useful because, well, number one, they just seem to work pretty good, and they have like a nice frame rate on them, and also they're wide angle, so you could get like that one on the bass drum is actually pretty darn close. It's actually clamped to my floor tom leg, and you can still see like my whole, you know, bass drum, my whole foot and bass drum pedal and all that stuff. And the one on the overhead as well is a wide angle, and it's not very high. It's like, I don't know, what is that? Like 4? It's like the length of my arm basically, up there. So yeah, I mean, it's just trial and error. I've gone through all this different, you know, different things and tried different equipment and different setups, and just, you know, you use what worked and then you try something else if it doesn't work, and then you just keep doing that until you get it right. So that's what I've been doing. Anybody have any questions, comments out there? Raider says, I'd love to see how you have it all connected in settings. 4 cams at once doesn't sound easy to manage. Yeah, it's, once you get like the concept of having, you know, like more than one in OBS, then adding more is really not that difficult, especially if you're adding more of the same type. If you have like a bunch of different cameras, that can be a pain in the ass. So one of the things I recommend is having, you know, all of the same, at least, you know, no more than 2 different types of cameras. Because I also have my Canon DSLR, which I can also use that, but it is different. Like, it's very different than the rest of them. So to get it to sync up, the timing is actually quite difficult. So that's why it's once you get the sync right on one, if you're using all the same type of cameras, like even though these webcams I have front and side are different than the action cameras, they seem to have a very similar frame rate and latency. So I use the same settings on all 4 of these cameras, and it seems to work just fine. Whereas if I'm using my Canon, then it's like it throws a wrench in the gears, you know, and I have to reconfigure everything. So anyway, Rob B says, thanks for the time, posting great content, awesome tune. Drumming a year, can't play. Wait, I've been drumming a year, I can't play long to a song and keep time. Even my 1 and 3 on kick 2 and 4 snare has 0 groove. Any tips? Well, you just have to keep playing, and also stay loose. I know it's it's a lot easier said than done to stay loose, but I have a couple students like you who have a really, well, I don't know if this is your problem, but it could be. Like I have, you know, if you find your arm getting tense when you're playing, then that's going to cause you to slow down and you'll lose your groove. I have one student in particular who really struggles with this. She's getting better, but the real secret is just put in the time. You know, you just have to keep doing it. Just force yourself to do it. I got over that stuff, you know, that slowing down and getting off time and all that stuff. I got over that because I played punk when I was young. I was in punk bands, and I had to play fast, and I had to keep up. If I got slow or started dragging, you know, or dropped my sticks or something like that, it would ruin the whole thing. So, I mean, I don't know if this is the healthiest approach, you know, but I was like really young, but I just drank tons and tons of caffeine. I mean, I still kind of use that same approach. But back then, there used to be this thing called Jolt Cola, and it was twice the caffeine, all the sugar, and that it literally said that on the bottle. And my band that I was in at the time, Lincoln, you know, we were like a hardcore band. Actually, even before that, I was in this band called Ice Fan, but it was all the same guys. But I would drink just tons and tons of Jolt, and so much in my dad's downstairs, like garage area where we used to practice. There's this whole workbench that's just covered in Jolt bottles from when I was a kid. And like I would drink them in practice and just put them there, and like the whole thing, it was like hundreds of Jolt bottles. So, yeah, caffeine helps, but it also will make you stiff too. So you have to be careful, you know, in how much caffeine you're consuming. And plus, you know, if you're sensitive to caffeine, but I am not sensitive to caffeine. The only thing it does to me is it makes me talk really fast like this, and then I start blurring words together, and you guys, you know, I switch subjects a million times, and you can't tell what I'm talking about, that kind of thing. So if none of that bothers you, caffeine can definitely, I don't know, look at Bill Stevenson from The Descendants. He swore he drank so much caffeine and so much coffee. It helps. I think it really does help the drumming. I'm not going to lie. But but you do have to play to music and a metronome, you know, and just keep doing it. You know, don't give up. You have to get over that hump. Once you get over it, then you'll be fine. But it's just there's a lot of factors, you know. You have there's also the muscles involved in playing. Like they just take time to develop. So the sheer, you know, act of just playing a lot will develop those muscles. And if nothing more, even if you're not actually learning anything new, if you just play, you'll get better because your muscles will develop more. Especially, this is really important for new drummers. Like, it's just really important to put in the time and just to practice because drumming is a very physical thing, and you have to develop, like, there's certain muscles that you use for drumming that you don't really use for anything else. So that's pretty much it. Just practice. I always tell my students that. There's one secret to playing the drums. It's just doing it over and over again. That's really it. I mean, anybody can do it if they put in the time. I mean, it's like that with anything, any instrument. There's no secret. You know, some people learn it faster than others, but it doesn't mean they're going to be better than you forever. You know, some people will learn slow and then get really, really good, you know, like over time. So it just depends. It took me like 6 years to really, I think, like, you know, from the time I started when I was 10, and then when I was like 16, I've talked about this before. For some reason, when I was like 16, I just got a lot better. And I don't know if it was just, you know, the time it took to develop those muscles or like something just clicked inside and I just greatly improved after about 6 years. JK says, Jolt, old memories. Yeah, Jolt was great. I really wish they would make it again. I wonder if it got like outlawed or banned or something. JK also bring back Jolt Cola, totally. Raider says, as I sip my Mountain Dew. Yeah, Mountain Dew, if it weren't so disgusting tasting, because it has a lot of caffeine. It's the most caffeinated soda, actually, is Mountain Dew. Or wait, maybe it's Dr. Pepper. It might be Dr. Pepper. One of those two. I kind of like Dr. Pepper, but I can't stand Mountain Dew. But I know it does have a lot of caffeine in it. Alex says 3 things that have worked for me over the years are playing with people better than me. Learn to practice well, set goals and targets, and remember to enjoy it. If it's not fun, what's the point? Exactly. And definitely playing with people. When I was younger, and like the different people I played with, for every set of people that I played with, I felt like I got better. Like you learn how to play to what they're playing, and that makes you a better musician and a drummer. And James says 154 BPM on the hi-hat for 3 minutes. Yeah, that'll do it. Donovan says coffee, caffeine, also a second that, but that is just a blanket rule for enhancement of everything. Yeah, totally. I mean, sometimes, you ever like wake up in the morning and like you're like laying there in bed and you're like just fantasizing about your first cup of coffee? Because I do that. Like, I really, really love it. Like, sometimes I'll have coffee at like 9 p.m. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, it makes me awake, but I can also sleep on it. Like, I don't know. It's just one of these things. It's a lifestyle. I've been drinking it for so long. And I have, I talked about this before. I have landed myself in the hospital from drinking too much. So you have to be careful, especially when you're older. I'm like in my 40s, so you have to be careful once you get in your 40s. Make sure you stay hydrated. Don't overdo it. There's definitely a line you can cross. So you don't want to cross that line because then it becomes dangerous and life-threatening. I think like it's probably more like too much coffee is probably more life-threatening than too much weed, probably. So yeah, you have to be careful. Donovan says, LOL, one final thing, recording yourself frequently and having to play along to metronomes or a recording will make you better. Definitely. I mean, that definitely improved me too. Because when you hear yourself back, you're like, ooh, that's how that sounded? Like, and electronic drums allow you to hear yourself a lot more clearly too. Like if you're playing like nothing but acoustic drums, sometimes you can get sloppy because they're being drowned out by the sheer loudness of it, and you can kind of get away with stuff easier with acoustic drums, whereas you really can't get away with them on electronic drums. Let's see. Sebastian just Googled Jolt Cola, and they still have an active website. Not sure if they still sell it, though. Huh. I haven't seen it in years. Going to put it on the Discord. Cool. Raider says, you look 20 years old. 40s, really? I'm in my 40s. Wish I looked as young as you. Oh, thanks, man. Well, it's the caffeine. No, I don't know. I mean, I probably look younger on camera, too. But I also, that's the only thing I do. Like, I don't drink alcohol, and I exercise regularly, and I try to eat well. Basically because I pretty much had to. Like, once I reached a certain age, if I wanted to keep feeling good, then you pretty much have to start taking care of yourself. I mean, when I was younger, I didn't take care of myself at all. But luckily, I cut it off. I cut off all the bad stuff, like, just in time. So, I mean, probably would have helped if I'd done it a little bit earlier, but yeah. There's something to be said for genetics, too, but, I think it's a combination. I mean, my parents looked pretty young until they got to the point where they just got pretty old, but they did look pretty young as they were, in their 40s and 50s. So, let's see. What's left? I have a lot left, actually. Should I try Polybius now? I should try Polybius now, because this one I always screw up, and I practiced it a lot before the stream, so hopefully it's not terrible today. So let's go ahead and try Polybius. It's off of the album Polybius, and I'm going to do my best. So here we go. It's the 5/4 Nightmare, and it's not the beat that's hard. It's just the fills and stuff in this song are what get me. So I'm going to try my best. So here we go. Polybius. All right, Polybius, off of the album Polybius, and finally I felt pretty good about that one. I think that was the best I've done it on all these streams. And yeah, like I said, it's a tough one. I mean, it's 5/4. It's not that 5/4s that's tough, but there's some fills I do on the recording. It was one of those things where I just they just came out of my butt, like while I was recording, and it took me a long time to even figure out what I did. Like, it was one of those things I was just in the heat of the moment, and I still didn't quite do them all right there, but I don't think I'll ever will. Maybe part of my problem with this song is I keep trying to do them too exact like I did on the recording, and it's maybe making me lose some of my spontaneity. So I should probably just forget it. And I did kind of just, today I was thinking, well, I'll just forget about that. There's one in the beginning that I do that's similar, like this. And that's the one. There's that phrasing, which is really odd. And I put that on the album, and then I kind of revisit that phrasing later on the recording. But the second time when I get to it is where I really struggle. Because I do this thing where I'm like, and then I do a kind of a double kick, like, but then I go back to that, something like that on the recording, but I can never seem to get it right, like exactly how I did it on the recording. So I just forget about it. Like, I'm like, I just won't do it. Just do something else, you know. Maybe something cooler will come out. But I'm really happy that I managed to pull off whatever that was on the recording. I still think it's really, really cool when I listen to it. I'm like, God, how did I do that? And that's partly why I just want to try it. I want to do it again, but it's just really, really hard. But it was one of those things where, like, when I did it, I wasn't even sure about it. Like, I wasn't sure if I screwed up, you know, and then I went back and listened to it, and I'm like, that's actually pretty cool. So, you know, that's just how it goes. And we have 3 viewers now on FC2 Live in Japan. So, hey, everybody. Hey, everybody in Japan. And thanks for watching. You can ask me a question or comment. I will see them here eventually. And let's see, on Bandcamp. Pretty cool streaming on Bandcamp now. Facebook, we got some thumbs up from Victor and John and 3 others. And then what else? Let's look at the other comments. Wait, how I get back? A lot of windows. Sebastian said, oh, wait, let me go up here. Sebastian, LOL, Justin misses 1 day of coffee and reveals his true form. Yeah, it's like I just, like, get fat and, like, completely, like, all my wrinkles show up. And I do have a lot of gray hair right now, too. You can't really tell, but I have, actually, the sides are turning, like, very gray. But maybe I should just dye it again. I usually do, but I haven't for a few months. Gray hair, like, and beards, like, if I just let my hair go gray and I have my beard, like, if I let my face, because my facial hair is completely gray. And if I let that grow in, then I look way older. Reg says fire, or gave me the fire symbol. Thanks. And Sebastian, oh, I love odd meters. The fill you did with your hi-hats at the start just added to the wonky effect. Cool. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. That's a weird one. But I think in the beginning part I have it down now. I have down what I did on the recording. I just have to get that middle part if I care. And 5/4 is a great time signature, says Donovan. Yeah, I love 5/4. I love 5 and 7 and 9 and even 11. 11 is really cool to play in. And I have a song called 11 that's in 11/4. Is it 11/4 or 11/8? I can't remember. But I should play that on one of the streams. I'll do that because it's really long, though. So Abu Jambo says, how many cameras are you using? How do you record your leg with other camera and switch? Okay, well, I talked about this a little bit in the beginning, but you probably weren't here, so that's okay. I have 4 cameras set up, and the way that I'm switching is I have the advanced scene switcher plugin in OBS. So I'm not actually switching them. It's just switching by itself. So I have it set to a 20-second timer, and it just cycles between my 4 scenes that I have set up, 3 scenes. One being the front, the side and foot cam, and then I have a front and foot cam, and then I have just an overhead without the foot cam. So you get those 3 cycling through, and yeah. So once you get it all set up and configured, You just turn it on and let it go, and just let it do its thing. I have a what do you call it? What are those things called with the buttons for OBS? I can't remember, but they're like, you know, a lot of gamers use them. They have all these scenes so you can switch with one button. But honestly, I didn't find it to be that useful or that helpful. It's just as easy for me to just, you know, tap on the mouse and just switch a scene in OBS as it is with that thing. I really don't see them to be that useful. It just took up space. And then for drumming, you know, obviously I can't touch the computer while I'm playing the drums. So having the advanced scene switcher really helps. The cool thing, I guess, if you have those, whatever that thing is called, if you have one of those thingies, you could do like, you know, emojis and, you know, put animations on the screen, which I had before. So maybe I'll do that again at some point. It would be cool to have, you know, some animations and stuff like that. But I could also set those up on a timer too, so that would be cool as well. I'd like to have some stuff that interacted with the music. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, that's it. I mean, I'll make another video on how I did, like, now that I have this setup, you know, all configured, I'll make another video of like how I configured all of this stuff as well, because I think that would be interesting and useful to other drum streamers out there. Yeah. So let's go ahead and play another song. I have a few more left. Oh, there's 18 of you on YouTube now. That's good. What is left? We still have Clean Money, which is a new one. Newish. And we have Cherry Red Lips. And that's all. So there's two more. Clean Money and Cherry Red Lips. So let's go ahead and try. All right, I'll end with Cherry Red Lips. So I'm going to do Clean Money first. This is a new-ish one. It's going to be on the new album 333, which is coming out soon. I don't have a release date yet because I'm still working on it. It's going to be kind of long, but I think it's going to be good. There's going to be some stuff on there that I haven't released at all yet, or I haven't even played on YouTube. So I'm super stoked about that. I have some analog synths that I've been using, which is the first time I've done analog synths in a long time. So that'll be really cool. And anyway, this song is called Clean Money. And this is actually probably the first thing I recorded for the new album. So here we go. Clean Money. And it's going to be on 333. that was clean money, and I definitely screwed that one up several times. But whatever. That's how it goes. That one's in 7-4, so that, or 7-8 actually. So that one. Usually though, I don't have that many problems with that one, and I didn't even practice it this morning, so that's probably why. I was like, that one's easy. But today, I don't know. I was overthinking it, I think, and lost the click a couple times in my headphones. But anyway, not too bad. But that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you play through good, and other times not so great. But all the other ones, I think, went well today. That was the first one where I was like really just not so happy with what I did. But anyway, let's see. Abu Jambu says, it would be really nice if you present your settings. I'm not sure if I missed your previous streams. Yeah, I will. I'll do one. I did one a while back that was actually my setup in a different room, but I went through all the details on that one. It was actually very similar. It was a very similar setup. It was just a little bit different. But same concepts were being used on that one as this one. But I think this one's better. I think it's a more permanent setup. And I think it's a little bit better. One of the things with this setup, though, is I have to be my hi-hat foot. I can't go too crazy with the stomping of my foot because I have the way I have this set up in here for like the noise absorption is I have my hi-hat on 4 of these. They're like air conditioner, sound absorption, vibration absorption things. And it makes the hi-hat kind of bouncy. But it does a really good job of absorbing the sound so my downstairs neighbors don't freak out. But I have to be careful with the stomping, and it starts to flop around too much. I have to stop doing it. And so I leave out some of my hi-hat parts occasionally because of that, because I just can't. And the bass drum kind of flops a bit too because I have those. It's on here as well. But it's not as bad. It's not as noticeable as the hi-hat. But there's really nothing I can do about it. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not horrible. It's definitely much better than having nothing, because then it's like the whole room shakes and like the vibration goes right through the floor. But with this setup, it's really not that bad. Those things are really good. They're just called like they're for like air. I think they're called like air conditioner vibration. I don't know. I forget. They're on Amazon. They're basically made for like treadmills and air conditioners and machinery to go under that kind of stuff for industrial equipment. For the same exact reason. So I was like, well, if it works for that, it should work for drums. And they do. All right. So I have one more to do, guys. And let me just check all the streams and see if there's any comments anywhere I'm missing. Let's see. FC2. Still 2 people there. No people on PickArto. I have no idea if anybody even uses that service. I just saw it as one of the options in Restream to stream to. Bandcamp, nothing there. Facebook, just some likes. And that's it. So, didn't miss anything. JK says, I fell 7 minutes behind in the stream. Got to go back. Oh, okay. No worries. So, like I said, I have one more to do. And which one is it? It is, we already did Polybius. What did I say? Oh, Cherry Red Lips. Okay, so this one should be pretty good. I practiced this one a few times. I don't want to jinx myself, though. So hopefully it'll be good. And I fixed the click. Last week when I played it, my click was completely out of time with the music. And somehow I still made it through it, but it was like crazy. Like because my click was doing one time and the music was doing another time in my headphones. And like I just had to ignore the click and keep playing to the music. So, but I got that fixed, so hopefully it'll be better this time. Anyway, here we go. This is called Cherry Red Lips. This is also off of the 2018 In Depth album, and I think this one's pretty cool. So here we go. Alrighty. That was Cherry Red Lips off of In Depth. Came out in 2018. And that again is on anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com, as well as all the streaming services. And Sean Renaud says production values are way up with the new multicam setup. Justin O, and the tunes are great too. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. I put a lot of time in this stuff. And yeah, so comments like that really are encouraging. So I really, really do appreciate it. Before I go, I'll be right back. Let me grab something. So, before I go, I just wanted to mention again, you can pick up Can You Draw Me on CD right there at anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com. It's only $7, and it's a professionally made CD. How do I angle this? There we go. It's upside down. How's that look? There we go. Professionally produced CD. And pretty cool artwork there. That was from the contest for the artwork. Couple entries there. We had the winner on the front by Dominic S, who created that cover. Then on the back is by that cool kid Vanessa, who did that crayon art on the back. And yeah, $7. And shipping worldwide. So definitely check that out. But there's also other CDs. There's some that are more like CDRs, and then we have the new Manasota CD available too, which you can pick up there, which is $10. So there's lots of merch, and it helps me out if you pick up the merch. Helps me continue making these kind of streams and this kind of content. And also, like I said, if you want to take drum lessons, you can message me on Instagram, just demonic_sweaters, for the details about the drum lessons and how to sign up and times that are available and all of that. Mostly I'm booking Thursdays and Fridays right now. I have more open times in Fridays than I do Thursdays. But yeah, that's going to be all for today, everybody. Anybody have any questions or comments before I get out of here? Feel free to ask away. Let me turn off my camera switcher. Let's get on here. Advanced Scene Switcher is what I'm using to switch the cameras automatically. And let's go back to that cam. All right, so Reg says that was awesome. Thanks, Reg. And Alex Walker, cool tune. Thanks for letting me hang out. I'm currently recovering from COVID, and this has pepped me right up. Oh yeah, sorry to hear that, man. I had it way back in 2020. It's not fun, so I feel you. But you'll get over it. I mean, once you get over it, it's one of those things. You had it, and then I don't know. We still don't know if you can get it again, or if people get it again, or some people do, or some people don't. But whatever. I think even if we do get it again, it probably won't be as bad as the first time we got it. Or if you're, I had it and I was vaccinated, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see in the winter what happens, especially since I'm teaching again and around kids all the time. But yeah, I mean, not to get into that topic, so I just won't. But yeah, hope you feel better. And JK says that kit sounds great for Cherry Red Lips. Thanks. I used the 333 kit there. And the 333 is basically a modified version of the Draw Me kit, which is this. It's got the same toms and a different snare. Same kick drum toms, different snare, different cymbals, and more room reverb on it. So that's 333, and this is Draw Me. The Draw Me snare is sharper, but it's a little thinner sounding, I think. 333 has a fatter sounding snare. Oh, let me go. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. I was trying to get this Damon Che beat that he does in delivering the groceries at 180 beats per minute. Something like. Okay, is that it? Something like that. Too fast, but definitely going to use this kit in something. I have a song that I'm working on right now that I'm probably going to use it in and do some kind of beat, some kind of Damon Che inspired beat. I don't know what yet, but to have a snare over here. And what's cool about electronic drums is you can just have it or not have it. Very easy to change. Alright guys, that is going to be all for today. Let me just check the other channels and make sure I didn't miss any comments. What do we have on? Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. If you were on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Picardo, FC2, Bandcamp. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing it on all these all at once, but yeah, I might as well. I mean, I figure the way I figure is like, you know, more exposure, the better. So I would like to get on Bilibili, which is a Chinese site, but I can't understand how to sign up because it's like all in Chinese. There's no English option. So, but I know a lot of people do go there and stream, you know, watch streams and stuff. JK says any linear style groove is so challenging, at least for me. Yeah, it is. I mean, at first, but the cool thing about linear is you just, you know, once you get the pattern down, it's kind of easier in a way because you're not doing any one limb super fast because everything's separate, you know. I don't know. I'm not playing anything good right now, but. Something like that. That's pretty cool. Anyway, guys. I could do this all day, but I need to give my neighbors a break. So I'm going to stop. I'll be back next week, though, with another stream. There'll be some videos, though, this week, because I do have more time this week than I did last week. So there'll be some more traditional YouTube uploads coming here pretty soon. And once again, thanks for watching, everybody. And thanks for all the likes and comments and chatting and hanging out. And enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you have a great day. Happy drumming. Message me on Instagram if you want to take drum lessons. And, yeah, just keep at it. Keep rocking. See you guys later.